When I was young, something happened that still doesn't fit into logic, and every time I remember it, my chest tightens like the universe left a fingerprint on my soul. I didn't have the words for it back then, but I knew what I felt wasn't normal. It was like seeing behind a curtain I was never meant to pull. People tell me childhood memories exaggerate, but this wasn't imagination. It changed how I see fear, love, and time itself. I was too young to understand what I witnessed, yet old enough to know it wasn't meant to be forgotten. That moment rewired me. Before it, I was innocent. After it, I was awake. I've tried to explain what happened, but language fails when the experience sits somewhere between reality and destiny. Even now, I sometimes wonder if it was a warning, a blessing, or proof that the world is much stranger than we're taught. I didn't tell anyone for years because I knew they'd smile politely and call it a phase. Some experiences don't scare you, they mark you quietly forever. I was young, vulnerable, and completely unprepared for the truth I accidentally walked into. That memory still visits me when life goes silent, like it's checking whether I finally understand. I didn't know it then, but that unbelievable moment was the first time I realized I wasn't alone in this universe. It wasn't dramatic or loud. It was subtle, terrifying, and deeply personal. I grew up faster after that, even though no one noticed the shift. Childhood is supposed to be simple, but mine carried a secret I never asked for. What I experienced didn't make sense, but it made meaning. I learned early that reality doesn't always follow rules. It follows timing. Sometimes I envy people who never experienced anything unexplainable because they get to sleep easier. That moment didn't fade. It matured with me. I was too young to protect myself from the impact, so it settled quietly into my identity. I don't chase answers anymore. I carry the experience like a scar that doesn't hurt but never disappears. It taught me that truth doesn't need witnesses to be real. I wasn't brave enough to face it back then, so I carried it forward instead. Every big decision I've made somehow traces back to that moment. Some memories don't belong to the past. They live in your nervous system. I didn't realize how rare the experience was until I saw how empty most explanations felt. That unbelievable moment didn't give me clarity. It gave me curiosity. I've questioned myself 1,000 times, but the feeling never lies. It's strange how something so old can still feel unfinished. I don't need others to believe me anymore. Surviving it was enough. I was young, but my soul recognized what my mind couldn't process. It wasn't magical or beautiful, it was real, and that's what terrified me. I sometimes wonder if everyone has a moment like this and just learns to bury it better. That experience didn't break me, it quietly reshaped me. I didn't gain answers that day, I gained depth. It taught me to listen to my instincts long before adults taught me rules. I learned early that silence can be louder than explanation. That memory still stands taller than most of my adult experiences. I didn't understand the event, but I understood myself differently afterward. Some childhood moments aren't meant to be healed, only honored. I stopped asking why me and started asking what now. That unbelievable experience became my first private truth. It didn't ruin my innocence, it transformed it. I grew cautious, observant, and quietly strong after that. I've spent years trying to recreate the feeling, but some doors only open once. It taught me that the unseen can be heavier than the obvious. I was young, but the experience treated me like an equal. That moment still whispers when I doubt myself. I didn't understand the universe that day, but I felt acknowledged by it. Some memories aren't stored in the brain, they live in the bones. I stopped fearing the unknown because I'd already met it. That experience didn't explain life, it complicated it beautifully. I don't share this story often because it deserves respect, not reaction. What happened back then still shapes how deeply I feel everything now. I learned early that not everything meaningful can be proven. That unbelievable moment became my quiet reference point for truth. I was young, but something ancient passed through me.